Hi, welcome to the Church Brand Guide. I am Michael Prasad. Today I want to talk with you about a timeline for launching a new logo to your church. So there's three components of this timeline that I'm going to roll out with you today. The first is an internal launch, the second is an external launch, and the third is an evaluation process where you move forward with the new identity that you've created for your church. The guide we've created for launching your logo looks like this. It's a beautiful document with lots of information on what it takes to launch a logo to your congregation first and then to your community, and how to gain momentum out of it. So later on in this video, we're going to go over this in just a high-level way, but this resource is made available for you for free on our website at churchbrandguide.com. The purpose of this video course is to help you to be strategic so that you are able to lead well during this change, this period of change, because people are naturally resistant to change. When you have a strategy in place, however, it helps you to gain momentum so that resistance is avoided, but instead you gain this great forward momentum taking you ahead into the future, and you're creating this wonderful culture as a result of that momentum. You're not missing opportunities, but you're taking advantage of opportunities that are only there when you're doing something like this, when you're rebranding yourself and introducing a new logo. There's wonderful opportunities that you can step into and create a huge amount of momentum within your church culture. When a rebrand is done poorly and a logo is introduced poorly, there's a couple of things that you have to be cautious of, because it starts with not communicating the need that's already there, that you know is there, but they don't know is there. You're not communicating that well, and you're not communicating the sense of urgency of why that needs to take place right now. So as a result of that, it creates a negative momentum because of a lack of trust. People don't trust that this has to happen right now, and they doubt the need for a change. Naturally, people want to hang on to what they're familiar with, and introducing a change, especially something like a change of their brand, whether it's the name of the church that's changing or the logo that's changing, or both, people are going to be naturally resistant to that change. But when you do this right, when you get this right, you're communicating the need, and you're communicating the urgency of that need so that people can get on board with it. You're doing this in a very strategic way and from all angles so that you can gain momentum. And instead of having this negative flow, you're going to create this positive flow moving forward with your church, a positive flow that creates a culture that's going to help you move that vision forward. There are three main reasons why people approach us for needing a change of their brand for a church, whether it's the name of the church that needs to change or the logo and brand elements that need to change. The first reason is that there is a shift in the audience they're trying to reach. Many times we come across churches that want to reach a younger audience. Maybe it's an older church and they know they need to reach a younger generation, so they want to shift that to begin to reach this younger audience. The second reason that we create new branding for a church is that maybe there's a negative situation that took place in that church and they need to rebrand away from that situation. And then the third reason that churches come to us for rebranding is because they want to put in place a new vision for that church. So many times it's because there's a new leader that comes in and he has a new vision. He wants to reach a different demographic, a different group of people, and so we need to rebrand around their new vision. So the logo launch process is about a 5-month time period with 3 different rounds to it. Each round takes about 2 months to go through. The third round is a shorter period, but takes about 1 to 2 months to go through that. So in the first round, we are going to do an internal launch process. So it's basically getting everything in place for the new logo, and then launching that new logo, that new branding internally first. The second round is to launch externally, so outside the walls of the church, making a public launch of it. And the third round is this evaluation process where we evaluate round 1 and 2 and then figure out what needs to happen moving forward. So in the first month, we're going to spend that time developing a logo. Logo is a big deal. It's important to get it right, and there's a big process that we go through to be able to design just the right logo for the church. And we want to make sure that we create a branding guide once we get the logo designed, which identifies all the different branding elements moving forward. In the second month, we're going to roll out that logo, that new branding that we've come up with the church leadership, and then we're going to expand that out to key leaders, volunteer leaders within the church. We're going to let them know kind of what's going on with the new brand and have input on their end. This might be a time where we strategically give them like maybe 2 options on the logo and help them. They can help us decide, what the final option looks like. But we want buy-in from the key leadership of the church so that as we move forward, we have more people helping us to get this new branding out there to avoid people the resistance that'll happen naturally that comes with change. In the third month, so we have month 1 here, month 2 here. In the third month, we're going to start the external launch process. So this is where we begin to prepare promotional materials, things like the website that's going to start to be built so that we can have that ready to go. Postcards are going to be designed for a mailer. Social media is going to start to take place. Right about in here is where the announcement would happen internally, where the new logo is introduced to the church internally. So it might happen within a series where there's multiple messages about the vision of the church moving forward, different things like that. And then during one of these weeks, that's when the announcement is made. Like, here's our new logo, here we go. And then moving forward in that third month, this is where we are able to focus more externally on how we're going to announce everything, to put that plan in place right here to do that. In the fourth month, we're going to start to release those promotional materials. So in the community, they're going to start to see the promotional materials that we have created, the postcard mailers, the social media campaigns, the new website might hit at this point somewhere in this time period. All those different things are going to take place in that fourth month. And then at the end of that 4-month period, right about in here, is where there's going to be an event. So everything that the promotional materials should all point to a particular event, so that you're inviting people to come on a certain day. So the community is invited to come. There's maybe a special message that's prepared. There might be some videos that are prepared. So it's a special day where there are a lot of people, new people there, potentially. That's the idea behind it, so that you can launch this branding and have a momentum created moving forward. So then in month 5 is where we're going to be evaluating what happened in the first 4 months, and then making a decision on what needs to happen moving forward. So the evaluation process takes place, and you begin to decide, what do we need to continue to do, and then what do we need to do in order to continue to do those things. So we've actually had it where churches have decided to continue doing certain things and have hired staff to allow that to continue to happen. A good example is a website. If you build a new website that's amazing, well then you need somebody to help you with that moving forward. So either you hire somebody or you hire some subcontractors to help you manage the website, and that way it's maintained moving forward, and along with other types of media. So the evaluation process is very important. It starts in month 5, but it really might go forward into month 6 or even beyond that as you begin to implement new procedures and strategies as a result of the momentum you've created in months 1, 2, 3, and 4. So we have created a timeline graphic that we have made free for you. It looks like this. It's a beautiful document that helps you go through this rebranding process that we've talked about, and it gives a lot more detail about what's involved with this rebranding process. It's about 5 months. It talks you through that process, what needs to happen during each month, and then it identifies the different types of media that it needs to be produced, as well as when you need to make announcements, different things like that. This has worked for us in the past. It's been a great structure for us to walk different churches through to introduce this new logo, this new direction, and not lose momentum. We talked a lot about that early on in this video, how when you do this right, when you introduce a new brand, a new logo for your church, that it should create this wonderful momentum moving forward as people begin to step into the vision and get excited about it, get excited about being part of something bigger than themselves. So go ahead and grab this free resource on our churchbrandguide.com website. It's on the same page as this video, so you can grab it there. You can also get it in the free resource section of the website. Our hope is that this information helps you understand how you can gain momentum from a rebrand, from creating a new logo, because it's a wonderful thing when you do it right, when you're strategic and you're thinking ahead, and you let people get on board with it and get excited about the new vision that you're putting into place, and they will, and they'll embrace it, and they'll create this wonderful culture moving forward. I hope you've enjoyed this guide, and I'll see you next time.